Yes, welcome back to Footy and Friends. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Carlton Dry, the official beer of the AFL.
Yeah.
Brett?
Yes.
Lift, Brett.
How was... Oh, he's a bit dusty.
Yeah.
Now, a few things off the top. You went to a wedding.
I went to a wedding yesterday.
You guys played pretty well.
Kangas, yeah. We had a
I developed a cold sore.
Yeah. What's his name? Who's that you brought in? The special
I
guest.
get one a year, and it's just one of those things... They're not great.
No, you can hardly notice it, mate. I thought you might have wanted to change cameras like that bump on your head.
I
good.
reckon,
Yeah.
genuinely,
Yeah.
every year, about round 6 or 7, you get it.
Yeah, just the stress of the year. And
yeah.
I got 2 weeks till I become a dad of 2 as well.
But
so
also,
it's going on.
But also, it carries into
I
the
don't
next
have
week.
3, Brett.
It'll look like that. It'll look worse next week.
Nah, it's not, mate, because I've got it all down packed. I took these tablets and...
Lysine.
3 of them. You dropped 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, triple drop and just bang straight down.
3.
Straight down the hat. 3. They're called Brett Fiends. Hey,
You're playing golf today?
I am playing golf later too, which would be good. Brett, how are you?
Yeah.
You had the wedding. You had Kingy's wedding.
Jakey-
I assume
Jakey's
they all said yes, and
I do.
I
Yeah.
do.
I told the story about how we rang him and he was saying, which and one of you blokes is going to stop me. But he got a bit emotional, the big fella. First time I've ever seen him do his top button up because he's got the biggest neck in the world.
Yeah. He's got a thick neck, doesn't he?
Had the suit on. But, yeah.
Should we call him again?
Nah, I think he might be a little bit, yeah, he was launching last night. Which
Maybe
is great.
Wednesday when we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Talk us through the guest list. I know that obviously there would have been some...
Richo?
Ricky was there.
Yeah,
but he had to work at first
Matt
and he got
get
there
there?
later. Matt was there.
Yeah, he wasn't doing Friday knockoffs, was he? Because it was Sunday.
Nah, he was just AW radio.
And we're
yesterday.
still not convinced that's still going, are we? Can we just check the AFL app and see if
is it knocked off?
I think it could have been knocked off. I think they've got...
Richo's knocked off.
Who's the hot new young thing coming through? They might have got bloody Horse Teeth Sheridan on there now as well. They just churn and burn through them there at Friday night.
Would there been anything more than Mr. Everywhere Cane Corns rolls up on
I wouldn't be surprised if Mac's doing it next year, honestly. We'll see how they go. But who was there? Talk us through some Richmond players that were there.
So the old crew.
The old crew.
Brownie?
Yep.
No, Brownie wasn't there. Nah.
The Rat Pack.
There was Cal Moore, Nathan Foley, Dan Jackson, big Tyrone Vickery was there. They were really tight. His old man, Johnny. Obviously, we spent
He's a boxer, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he was our boxing coach when down there and taught us all, us young blokes, when we all first started, about just getting big upper body and strong. Benny Cuz was there. Who else am I missing?
Moore.
Cal Moore was there. Straubs. Christian
Rainsy?
Newman. Rainsy wasn't there. Nah. That might have been it. Oh, Jeremy Webley was one that just come out of, but his wife, Stevie and Emily were really close. So
Jeremy Weberly, just remind me. I know who
he
that
wore
is,
number
obviously.
46 for the Tigs for
Of
about
course he
13
did.
or 14 games.
Was he the Tassie boy?
He's from Tassie.
He's
yeah.
a Tassie boy.
And still coaching Tassie Devils under 18.
Still any ideas? Is it still ring? Is it
It's
ringing a
ringing.
bell?
It's ringing a little.
one of
faint
the
bell.
great dudes.
Yeah, no,
he's a cracking.
well, you know
cracking
what?
bloke.
They're the best blokes. You play 0 games, you get invited to a wedding 20 years down the track. So
How
good on you.
did
13
how
games.
did he wear the
14
46? But Jake King wore the 46.
No, Jake had moved to the 28.
Oh, so it was.
I think
it
I'm
was a
pretty
bit of
sure
it
he
was a
was
bit of a
46.
handover of the 46.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And a couple of beers, Brett.
Yeah.
How many? 3.
Couple of quiets.
Yeah, couple of dries.
Carlton
Yeah.
Mids, of course.
He, yeah. And then there's a few other heavies there, which was good.
Who was there, Brett?
Big Tobes was there. He's a good mate
Toby
with
Green?
Toby Mitchell.
Oh.
Yeah, one of Dill's his long-time friends. They've been friends for many, many years. But
Who was best man?
his son, Jax.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, his little son,
That is
two-year-old.
pretty cool.
Did you say good day to Toby?
I did when I was saying goodbye.
Dab
I
up?
sort of, nah, just kept it formal, shook hands, and Tobes, good to see you. I've met him quite a few times. It's not.
Would have been a Richmond man. I'm sure you would.
Yeah,
have.
he's been in the rooms, and I had an event with him couple of years ago where the Brownlow, where they have the Brownlow, but then there's another event at the MCG, and there was a whole range. I sat on his table, and I text King and I said, mate, just say, make sure you look after me.
I'm scared. Let's move on. All right, Mick, and congratulations.
What on?
The tight loss. It was actually no. I mean, it was actually a pretty good. It was actually a pretty good game.
Well,
Actually, sorry, it was a
this morning.
shocking game.
I walk in this morning and I'm waiting for Dill down on the bottom stairs. He says we'll go get a coffee before Brett gets here. And you can hear the murmurings up here between Mac and Link and Dill. And he goes, talking about his weekend. He goes, and then Saturday I watched Port Adelaide and North Melbourne. Wasn't that a shit Oh, g'day, Mick. How are you? No, it was a scrappy game.
It was scrappy.
It was full of some mistakes and whatnot, but it was pretty contested. And I thought our guys did okay. Like our first quarter was really, really poor, and then we bounced back with some good contest work, but still very much not content with getting close.
No. Can I give you a little bits of feedback?
Tips.
Just two things that I saw in that game, because feedback's a gift, and if you don't get it, you don't care.
That's right.
So we do care. The Paul Curtis stuff, it's too topical for us to actually talk about on the show. We'll leave that to the other people, but I'm disappointed if he gets 3 weeks. That'd be disgusting, I think, because he's a very good player.
I would suggest at the moment he would be in the All-Australian team.
I'd
In the team.
I'd concur.
I'd say he'd be in the 40.
Who's the best small forward? Well, he's
the other one's Jack Higgins,
forward.
but I don't watch any Saints games, so I haven't seen him play at all.
Zach Bailey be up there. I reckon he's kicking goals, getting the
3
fair to the footies.
Yeah, 3 in the side probably.
Oh, you put bloody Cripper in the forward pocket.
You got to put Cripper down half forward. Obviously, Matt Kennedy will play on the wing.
Nick Dacos down there.
Yeah, put him in half back, even though no minutes.
Yeah.
Brett?
Jamie Elliott from the weekend, but other than that,
he was pretty good. No, that's fair. Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. The other one was, I reckon, George Wardlaw, who I love. And
are we doing the review of the North Melbourne game, are we?
You're talking about my weekend, I think.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about this later.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it later.
We're actually going to review the games.
Yeah, remind me of George Wardlaw later.
Make a note. Remember, you keep your notes.
I write my note. I did actually wrote it in. The last one I will say before we get into the reviews was that we had some great feedback actually last week on the new segment, Top Fives.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't love it.
Yeah.
Boys, did you like it?
I like top 5. I was all for it.
Yeah.
Link?
Oh, it took a little convincing, but the feedback we got was awesome.
No,
so
they
now
liked
I'm
it,
on
didn't
board. Yeah, they
On
loved
the boxing
it.
one.
Loved it.
What are we dealing with out there?
So we've had a suggestion for the top 5s, and this is the areas I want to get to with the top 5s. The next one is this is for prepare
for Wednesday.
For Wednesday's there is the top 5 Brett's, Michael's, and Dylan's in the AFL of all time.
Brett Rosebery?
So you can go through and you can do it however you like. Doesn't have to be players. Could be Brett Rosebery. Could be an umpire.
Brett Spinks?
Brett Spinks.
Brett
Voss.
Brett Allison. There's not a lot
Andrew
of Brett.
Dillon? Hey, see what I did there?
Well, wrong spelling, but again, technicalities, that's a half point.
Yeah.
So, what about Michael? You've probably got a fair bit to work with there.
Michael Talia.
Michael Talia.
Mickey Hurley.
Yeah, let's think of some real rogue ones.
Yeah.
Michael Wood.
Michael O'Loughlin.
Dylan Stevens up there for me. Probably one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've done this segment?
No, we'll
Any
think
other
about it.
ideas?
And please send them in to record accordingly to our Instagram so that we
just
can
say
get them. People. Round 7 tips. Brett, 6.
Yeah.
That's double 3, so good on you.
Yeah. Well done, mate. Yeah, but I'm on 43 total, so
Good on you.
yeah, got a 3 in there
Mick,
somehow.
7, so you're on 35, Mick. You're well
Rubbish.
away. And I'm on 45. I had a little breakaway lead here.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah. 2
Yeah,
up.
the bloke who knows the least about the footy, and you
Well,
win.
that's what I let you guys think. Speaking of the footy, let's get into the round that was. So, moving on.
It just feels like a while ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's ages ago.
Thursday night.
Should we skip it?
I wouldn't mind skipping
I was there.
it. Let's get through it quickly. But
Brett was there,
I was there live.
and we shouldn't skip it.
I was
we did get that
streaming
feedback.
on YouTube.
We did get that feedback once.
Yeah.
Don't skip it.
That is true. We all tipped the D's, and the D's won. But it wasn't a massively convincing win, was it? And it was a bloody shite game.
It's shit to half time. Yeah, terrible. And I was nervous for Melbourne and the D's fans because I was like, well, if they can't get the job done here, where are they after a good performance a week before? But to their credit, their third quarter was electric. They piled on the pressure. They went to a whole other level. And we're talking about them in a different vein because of that third quarter. But the rest of the other 3 quarters, yeah. Well, they parked it late, though, because they took off May and Gawn. And once they did take off Maxi Gawn, they sort of went, ooh, there's 3 or 4 goals piled on really quick, which made the score respectable. Only going down by 20 points at Tiggy's. But, Max Gawn was unbelievable.
He's a good player.
At the wedding, was there any talk of the current Tigs and how they're going? And
Well, I knew he was there as a current coach, and he's just like, we're young. Yeah, that's it. Like,
Rip up your birth certificates, Nui.
yeah.
Tell him that from me.
All right. Doesn't matter. Is that because you're old or because you're so young?
Both. Who gives a shit?
Well, yeah,
Who
experience
gives a
plays
shit
bit
how
of a
old
part.
you are? When you
Yeah.
cross that white line, brother.
Oh, you should just be good. Like 18-year-olds up
What
against
is it?
Scott Pendlebury, Sil Bonham, and Maxi
Yeah,
Gawn,
well-
and guys that have been around for 14, 15 years. You should just be better than them.
take that to Newey.
Say that to Neely, brother. Maybe that's why they're
That's
shit.
rubbish.
But get them to bring their birth certificates in.
That is
Make a photocopy so they need them if they need them for legalities and
to
rip
go-
them
to
up
go
in front of
overseas
them.
and that,
Rip
yeah.
them up because you don't need them.
Yeah.
We'll get to that
No,
later
I
because we're talking
understand
about
that.
St
On the-
Kilda.
on the
We'll talk
other
about
end-
St Kilda later.
On the old end, I understand that. Yeah, no
Yeah.
worries. Young
I think
end.
I'll tell you what's going to be a common theme at Richmond when we do the reviews of the games. Their best players each week. It's nearly Taranto Hopper.
Yeah, yes.
Young Dow was good.
He was third best.
Yeah, Max, mate.
Accidentally got a H in his name there somewhere.
Not sure how.
That happened.
Yeah,
Thompson.
Nank was good, but Max was terrific.
Yeah. Nank
versus
a good
Gorn.
player.
How'd it look?
Like Nank tried his absolute arse off, and you know what he's going to do. He's a warrior, but Maxie just he took 5 contested marks down the line.
Yeah.
His ability just to impact the game was huge.
The one thing I like about Ruckman is if they do take marks down the line.
Yeah. And not enough of them do.
Not enough of them do.
Yeah.
How like a lot of them have got PhDs in running under the footy.
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah,
like,
and then they strap on cricket bats for their
God
hands.
damn it! What is going on? Just bring it 10-2, boys, or take a mark.
Yeah.
Don't
Do
run
you think
under
there
it.
should be some more drills at training just for
Well-
rucks? That's why they've got one-on-one coaching.
That's what they might. You know what? They might need another ruck coach. They might need 2 ruck coaches. One to
yeah.
kick it
Tap
in, then
ruck.
one to keep them there to go. Don't run under it. Like just so they just don't run under the
If
footy.
you could make that ladder do some work, like you've tried to do down there, like
No,
just as
Keelan, do
valuable.
something there. I reckon we need another ruck coach.
reckon-
Another past
Do you reckon
ruckman
kick
that
it to the
retires.
ladder and stick a couple.
Well, another past
reckon.
ruckman that's retired that couldn't do it himself. Let's get them to coach the next gens coming through.
Yep.
Get 2 of them there. It's a good idea. Very good idea.
Right then, your notes.
God, I was nervous about that.
do you reckon
Sorry
the
about
D's are somewhat back?
that.
Brett?
No. Can I tell you something? Listen to this. Where do you think they are on the ladder without looking, or if you've looked, don't look?
I would say 13th.
15th.
They're 15th.
Yeah, so they're not back.
Yeah, they've won 2 games.
They're in the bottom 4.
Yeah,
They finished that there last year.
They're not
didn't
back.
no, they're not. Yeah,
Yeah,
they've
crazy.
got some work to do.
they? They've won 2 in a row, 2 on the bounce.
Yeah, they beat Freo,
Yeah,
who
they
were
beat-
ordinary,
They beat
and
Richmond,
then they
who,
beat Richmond
as
on the
Brett
weekend.
said, they're 14 years old. So let's just move on. I don't think that's too
We
exciting.
don't know how old they are. They ripped up their birth
Well, yeah,
certificates.
we actually have no legalities now of how old they are.
Yeah.
There's no current data, unfortunately, of
Just
how
they
old
look.
they are.
They look what they look.
Yeah.
That's it.
Moving on. We had the game on Friday night.
Friday.
That was Thursday night.
Friday
Then went to
afternoon.
Friday at the MCG. It's a pretty big game, probably the second biggest game
outside
of the AFL Grand
Yeah,
Final,
it's a good one.
which
It's
is
a ripper. Anzac Day.
Yeah.
And pay our respects, obviously,
Correct.
to the Anzacs and everything that they did for... It is an amazing day, isn't it, when you
Mate, best.
really think about it? Like, it actually is really beautiful.
Yeah, I was there live again on radio, and I love taking my headset off as the end of the national anthem just to hear the crowd, and it is just like goosebumps. Got goosebumps talking about it, but that and the bugle when we hear in the last post, it's one of the more moving times before a game, I think. And I think we do it really well as an AFL to celebrate that. And we had a former serviceman come onto into the box that chat about it, who'd given 13 years, and he was saying, I think that the AFL do an incredible job. But the biggest thing is to not just have the awareness over this weekend, but to continue to try and donate and make people aware of the people that have served our country, but when they come back and trying to integrate back into society and it's a constant thing that we need to be aware of and try and help.
It's a big one. We speak about it a lot with footy, and there's many of workplaces like this, but it is quite similar to playing elite sport, being a service, like working the service for Australia, because the transition periods are so hard to get.
Yeah.
It's a similar process. Like you can feel so lost and detached from something because you're living and breathing something, and they don't get any real support on transition like we do. So it is a good note. Same as police officers as well, actually. Did a podcast recently. It's coming out in a couple of weeks. Very, very interesting. I'll leave that. His name's Tyler. Anyway, that'll be out in a couple of weeks. Moving on. Big game.
The game was Collingwood were. I felt like they were in charge early. Essendon came back. Actually headed them in the third quarter, early in the third quarter.
Kako kicked the goal to put them in front, was it?
Uh,
I think Kako kicked the goal to either bring them within a goal or put them in front, and I would
Yeah.
imagine the crowd
Yeah.
went bananas.
It did. And then Collingwood almost just was like, oh, okay, we'll see you and we might raise you a couple. And they sort of took over from there. It was Like Jamie Elliott, it was a wet day and he was just so clean.
So clean.
Josh Dacos was unbelievable off half back. Still side bottom. Your old mate from Shep.
Is he a Bears or United?
No, he was actually King Gupner. Yeah.
Out the road.
At the road he was.
At the road. You know, that's the name of the
Yeah,
team.
no,
You didn't know.
Are you
No, I think
familiar
you
with
told
why
me
they call
last
them
year.
the road?
because they're on a road, or they're near a road.
The oval they put on a road, you reckon?
Yeah.
Jeez, it'd be a
Trucks, they have to
it'd be
stop.
a bitumen to
trucks
play
are
on.
down.
It'd be a bitumen to
Truck
play
coming
on.
through. Oh.
It'd be a bitumen. It'd be a bitumen to play on.
It would be.
Yeah.
It'd be a bitumen to
But
play.
hey, look, listen to the best players from
Go again.
Collingwood. Like, combine the ages of these guys in the best.
Best who could say matter, mate. Don't matter. We
compare
ripped
them
them
to the
up.
Richmond best.
I think Pendlebury's 18. They ripped it
Sidebottom,
up. They don't know.
Pendlebury, Elliott, Long's in there. He's kind of
He was a rookie from bloody Hawthorn. Fitzroy boy too. We love him.
yeah, second ruck. He played second ruck on the weekends. Did you know?
I
But did you know that?
didn't
I didn't
see that,
notice it.
actually. No, I didn't.
I didn't notice it either, but I heard it on the radio this morning.
Okay. Well, be careful with that, mate. Some of these people out there, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
Be careful with
And
that.
we all watched the game.
We did. No, we did. I
Closely.
definitely watched this game. It was a good one. I've got three players that I really liked watching in this that aren't probably the big names.
Are they embrace mids or are they not?
Who did they play for?
One for Essendon.
be
No,
a
two
good
for
guessing
Essendon and
game.
one for Collingwood, actually.
You would like Archie Roberts.
I did like him. He's
No,
not in
he's
my
not
three.
one of the
No,
three.
I really like Archie Roberts. He's a better version of what I used to be, I reckon. just goes
Same
hard. and kicks
haircut
it.
from when you first
Yeah,
started.
kicks it long. Sometimes sprays me out in the full.
Tucks it under the
but
arm.
just goes for it. And I love it. Love that from him.
Bites it off.
I really like him. Actually,
He loves the show.
he likes the show too.
I'm in talks with trying to get him on the program.
Yeah, right.
We need to get him in because I really like him. I thought he was really good.
Durham.
Love. Were you looking at my notes?
Wouldn't is it?
Durham.
Yeah. Sammy Durham,
Jeez, he's a
Seymour
good
boy.
player. Jeez, he's a good player.
You know what? He's just honest. He'll run straight, doesn't take a short step, left, right.
How good was his 2 in 2 minutes? He kicked. Like just, I was thinking, geez, they're on here.
Yeah, they were.
They are on.
Well, that's when they started.
He's a good country lad, isn't he, Brett?
Good country boy.
Sometimes
And that's why us three
connect.
country boys, we connect with the blood from the country.
Yeah,
you can
that's
take
it.
the boy out of the country. You can't take the country out of the boy.
That's right. Who's your
Even-
next one?
My next one was, I'll stick with the Essendon theme.
Yeah, okay.
Good friend of ours,
Yeah.
Dylan Shield.
Yeah.
He's if you looked up breaking the lines, he was just taking those his 4 or 5 steps again, which I'm really enjoying.
Yeah.
Still missing a few targets, but he's really starting to break the lines.
One of his first ones, and you could see his head just.
Yeah, I know.
And Mick Malthouse in the box, and he's like, "Oh, what's
Yep.
he doing?"
Because
I was just like,
it's you know what, I've been there, and it's one of those ones where you're working so hard on hitting targets, and you're hitting 20 out of bloody 21. 19 out of 20.
Yeah.
That's probably where I'm going. And then that one happens, and you just fuck it completely, and you think, Jesus, I've just built my rep back a little bit, and then people just go straight back and
Yeah.
back here. But anyway, he's been playing really well, and then I had Dacos just
yeah,
that was it. They're just pretty good.
Do you reckon Bobby Hill kick goal of the year?
that was unbelievable.
Mate,
That
was a
was
good-
like,
Aka.
I reckon if I tried that 100 times, I wouldn't have got it once.
Oh, Mac, I don't know. I think he's
Yeah, maybe 1,000.
Yeah, maybe 2,000, mate. It was like a drop punt from. That was unbelievable.
It was good.
Bobby, and you know what I love about Bobby was like I don't think he'd had a touch
He
to
didn't
half
touch it.
time, and then he comes out and does that,
Yeah.
and then you're like, damn.
What do you reckon he did at half time? It's just.
Do you reckon Craig McRae sat him in the room and said, hey, why do they call me Fly?
I think he tore up his passport. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Can't travel. Yeah, right. He said, why do they call me Fly?
Why do they call him Fly?
Well,
Use a little forward pocket. I don't know.
yeah.
Buzzed around like
maybe tiny little fly down there. Who knows? See what
down
happens.
where? Brisbane.
Down there. Where is it? Up there, Brisbane.
I tell you who was good for Essendon, a bit of a breakout game. was
Nate Caddy.
Nate Caddy.
Yeah. No, he's a good player.
Yeah. And I like the work of Andy McGrath, who was doing a good job on Bobby Hill early and kept him to 0. But then Bobby, he got a little bit more in the second
Spending
half.
a lot of time on the game, but tell you who else has tore up their birth certificate? Toddy Goldstein.
Yeah. Yeah. He might need his back to get into the retirement village soon because he was good, but he looked old. He looked old.
Do you reckon when he saw
reckon
it was... Oh, you go.
Sorry, you go. No, you go.
Jump in.
No, Brett, but I think there's a few
tight.
times he was running around going, oh, fuck it. Like, this is not what I thought. Like this, he goes, nah, I'm done.
It's good in theory.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this sounds like a good idea.
Hats
I'm
off to him,
done.
though. Like, he's just hanging in there. Isn't he?
How good's Darcy Cameron?
You're going to mention every player in this game?
Yeah.
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 Who else?
Yeah. What do you make of Kyle Langford's game? Don't think it was
Don't
as good as
know.
Andy
I'm trying to have a
McGrath's.
look. Yeah,
What about
no,
VFL Lockie deal?
Oh yeah, Lockie Sullivan on the sub. He was. No, I didn't like it though because he took Ed's spot in the sub.
Whoops.
Oh. What are we flicking?
flicking it.
Yeah, what are we flicking?
Sorry, just watching the Ross Lyon press conference.
Moving on. So good on you. Hey, pies are. I'll tell you what, they're hot pies.
Yeah. Flag favourite to you?
Watch this space.
Flag favourites?
Oh, the Dockers.
Nah, not flag favourites yet.
Pies are good.
Pies good.
Pies are good.
Fremantle versus Adelaide Optus. I didn't see this one coming to such a fantastic win for the Dockers. Did you see
They
this
started
one?
really well. I was talking to Dan Jackson yesterday at the wedding, and he's the
He's a Crows man.
Yeah, Crows runner, but in leadership and development there. And he's like, we're coming off a couple of shorter breaks and whatever. Not making excuses.
I'm hearing
but
excuses. What are you hearing, Dill?
Rip them up, mate.
rip up the excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, we won't talk about it.
Go on, sorry, keep going. That was shit by me. Come on,
Yeah.
Brett.
I can't remember where I was going with
No, short breaks.
No, but they just
Tough
said we're
games.
a little bit off, and when you're a little bit off in this current game,
You're a little bit off. You're a lot
well,
off.
that's it. And they let in 2 goals late, and then they kicked the first one in the next quarter, which meant that you're constantly chasing. And then Big Filthy, he's out. He could be out with he's got a hairline fracture in his finger.
That
or
was
something.
Who
That broke out of
they
the skin.
beat the Giants the week before, didn't they, Adelaide?
Yeah, just in that
Again,
stinker
I'm
of a
big on
game.
this, right? So stinker of a game, but Adelaide beat Giants. They're feeling a little bit warm in
I
the
know what
belly.
you're talking
Yeah.
about. I know what you're
Dockers
talking
had
about,
just
Jimmy.
lost to Melbourne on the road.
Yeah.
Picking up what you put
Edgy
Justin Longmuir, they've released a little bit of
audio.
of him
Yeah.
pre-game.
Did you see a bit of gusto in that? Do you reckon he was listening to the pod of a bit of gusto?
I think they took it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon they actually may have.
Yeah.
'Cause
A few
he-
F-bombs in there.
He fired up a little
fired
bit.
up
And that's
a
what I was
little bit.
asking for. And look at
Yes,
the result.
don't hesitate.
Yeah.
Just go.
It's a
Link
good,
would have loved it.
Good bit of coaching there. actually.
Anyway, they were sharp. I'll tell you who I really enjoy watching because he's aesthetically pleasing to watch kick it.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Hayden Young.
Freo. Oh, we're on the same page, Dave. There's something kinetic going on
Yeah.
here.
Good play. It's been very important to have back in that side.
Yes. And our other, and this is like, I'm going to go with my embrace the mid here, but it wasn't really because of performance or anything else, but it's because of something that just stood out to me. Our boy, Jakey Tracy.
Oh, I love him.
He
Gave the boots.
We're on to you. Stop taking what I'm going to say.
Sorry.
Kicked it. He goes, mate, I kicked it terribly. So get
rid of them.
So he's gone and just donated the boots to a bunch of boys who were over for a Bucks party.
Yeah.
He goes, someone will be wearing those
From
later.
his hometown?
From
Kahuna.
Yeah,
A couple of
from
sausage
Kahuna.
roll eaters over there in
Yeah,
Perth.
couple
Just
of-
on the- What's on the menu here?
Well,
They brought over a
Collins
batch.
Low pub. Sausage roll.
That's because Brett, all season we're embracing the mid. Thanks to Carlton Dry 3.5%, the official beer of the AFL.
I'm going to embrace them. Did you embrace the mid? Are you embracing the mid with Hayden Young?
No, with Joshy Tracy.
giving the boots
Because
away.
he's giving his boots
Yeah.
away. Because he
Yeah.
kicked it like, he's like, nah, these are stinkers, these
I
things.
like
I'll get
that.
some
All
new
right,
ones.
name me the
Hey,
Fremantle
great
mid.
embrace the mid.
Name me the Fremantle midfield, all right? And I'm going to embrace the mid within it. Go.
Brayshaw.
Keep going.
Sarong.
Keep going.
Young kind of.
Keep
sometimes.
going.
Sean Darcy.
Keep going.
Clancy
Oh,
Pearce.
what about
Clarence
Clark?
Pierce, no.
What about Ryan Clark?
Ryan Clark.
Sorry.
Jordan Clark.
What about Jordan Clark?
Jordan Clark plays off half.
Matty Johnson.
Well done, Matty Johnson. 27 possessions.
Never
Yes.
heard of him.
He is your fourth or maybe even fifth banana in that midfield. Clearly,
Who is he?
his name is Matthew Johnson.
How old is he?
Number
He's-
4'4".
Well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how
Oh,
old he
I
is.
know him. He's actually good. I like him.
Tall,
Like
tall
him.
mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22 years of age.
Yeah.
Again.
22 and he's 44.
Yeah.
You can
Going
see the
on
correlation there. You love
But,
numbers.
we actually don't know how old he is anymore.
27. Does a bit of work on the inside, outside. Just an honest, contested
few
type
mistakes
of operation. Yeah, but
You put him behind you, Brett.
Do we hang him by the mistakes, Brett?
No, we don't.
And if we did,
Because
They wouldn't be
Longmuir
alive.
said,
Yeah.
keep going. Give it a crack.
yeah,
Go for
exactly.
it.
I'm having
Where's
a
he
look
from? Matty Johnson. Is he a Perth
Perth.
boy?
He's from
or-
WA.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
He's from
right.
WA.
What team do you know?
Subiaco?
Subiaco, is he?
Yeah, he's Subiaco, so he's in the kind of in a the
Fucking
leafier
hell.
area.
Probably still living with mum and dad.
Probably.
Jesus.
So I'll embrace the mid there, but harden up, get out of mum and dad's house, move on.
Agree. Whilst we're on the embracing of the mid, I might embrace mine.
Okay.
So we're just full
Let me just,
embrace the mid
Let me
game.
just get through my notes here. Oh, here they are.
Clear the throat.
Yeah. Because all season, as I mentioned, we are embracing the mid thanks to our good mates at Carlton Dry, the official beer of the AFL. This week I'm embracing the mid to an old comrade of mine,
Oh,
Nick Haynes,
yeah, the train.
the train. He was very good on the weekend against Geelong. He had something like 9 contested
Nine
possessions.
intercept.
9 intercept
Nine
possessions.
intercept marks.
Crazy.
again, can't.
Unbelievable stats. But played well, and I think just on him, obviously in round one as well, had a bit of a not a great game against.
They made
the
a
Tigers.
highlights tape of him dropping marks.
Yes, and
Or
I think
lowlights.
very hard.
And
to
if we were to
bounce
hang
back.
him on the mistakes,
well,
serious
Exactly.
note here. Good by Vossi and the crew there.
To stick with.
because you can easily say, "Oh, brought him in," and
Yeah.
kind of not delivering. But on a big stage yesterday or on Sunday, got the result.
no, he was huge. Remember him at his best, and that was a bit of a him at his best game. Like how good he was.
Some of
And
his intercept stuff has always been like he reads the flow of the ball coming in.
It's all confidence, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it is 100%. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going with him. Let's move on to anything else on the Fremantle Adelaide game. Are we happy with that?
Well, where are Freo at? You reckon they're a genuine contender?
I still think they are.
And what about Adelaide then on the flip side?
Yeah, fucking fire up, boys.
Both sides are hard to
Bottom
catch.
end of the eight?
Having seen the Crows live, I stand
A couple
by
of
this,
weeks ago, you said that. You said
the way I saw it, they're as good as a side that I've seen in the flesh across the year.
Yeah.
Again, and this stands to now, it's only round 7, but from what I saw that day, they had kind of all the pieces of the puzzle. But where they got done on the weekend was really through the middle,
Yep.
and they've lost. Our man Filthy.
Yeah.
Is played
Potentially.
he
Be a
was
reassess later
half
in the
injured
week.
throughout the match. They didn't have Fogarty.
Still kick 3-2.
No, Big Das Fogarty for that game.
Yes.
So they lose. If you start to lose a couple, you have to grab into the depths of your list, and it doesn't look as good. So, bit of a war of attrition at the moment for the Crows, and just not hanging on as well as their fans would like.
Would you say as well, coming from two absolute veterans of the AFL, this period now, like how many rounds in? 8 rounds in?
7
rounds in, so 8
Include
rounds.
opening round.
Including opening round. Thank you, Link. 8. So this is the point where, you can not – the good teams are going to start playing and winning games that they probably shouldn't, and then the ones that are getting – you're moving into that middle part of the year where you can actually start dropping some that are really important later on.
Yeah, this is where your kind of 30, your best 30 on your list get tested because injuries and players getting managed and whatnot. So I think that's what we're going to start to see with Adelaide, whereas Freo are starting to get their guys back. They started the year without Young, without Darcy. So Jackson's probably not too far away from. Did he play on the weekend?
No. They've got a big 2 weeks coming up. They've got the Saints in Melbourne Friday night and then Collingwood in Perth.
So you're saying the Saints game's a big game?
Yeah.
Well, those
Dylan?
those are the
Like,
games.
given they played Melbourne and lost.
Culture game for them or
Thank
something,
you,
or
Brett. Those
what?
are the games that Freo have been losing for
right.
20 years,
Yeah.
as you should know better than anyone.
True.
Mick.
Saints, the old
And
bogey
it's
side.
against Ross. And he used to coach Fremantle.
He
That's
did.
a half a point.
2014, St Kilda smoked Freo. They won the spoon and Freo came 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that.
Was that when Ross
That's
listed
when
half?
Billy Longer pointed at the scoreboard to Zach Clark. And,
I love
and
Billy
Zach
Longer.
was like, mate, you're 16th on the ladder. He's like, yeah, but Billy's like, yeah, but the score. And Zach's like, good point, but again, 16th on the ladder. He's like, no, but Billy's pointing. We're up by
that's great.
60.
All right, moving on.
Run along.
That's a good point, Link. Good point.
That is a good point, Link.
St Kilda Brisbane at Marvel Stadium. St Kilda defeated by Brisbane 118.
All over within
to
15 minutes
73.
this game
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I was listening to this on the way home. I went and watched St Kevin's v Melbourne Grammar.
Oh, you're throwing the hat in the ring for a few, are you?
I was just down watching a couple of boys that I already had.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry.
and
Didn't take your
I'm
hat
listening
down?
to, hey?
The hat go down with you?
Nah, I took my 2 girls down, the youngest girls down. We had a bit of a kick at half-time, a few half-time heroes.
I had a kick with my son as well. It's good fun.
I wasn't asking. I'm telling my
I
story.
had mates playing in that game.
Pardon?
I had mates playing in that game.
Did you?
Yeah.
How about we let Brett speak today, guys?
Fuck, I know I've had a couple of beers
I know,
yesterday,
I
but
know.
Jesus.
We'll talk about your mates in a minute.
Who was
Mac.
playing
Go on.
against St Kevin's and
Melbourne Grammar.
St Kevin's up by
couple
about 50
silver
points?
spooners.
St Kevin's got the job done.
chocolates.
Oh, I left the 3/4 time, if I'm being honest. And I'm listening to the end of this game from Brian Taylor and James Brayshaw on Triple M. They're talking about all sorts of different things. They're not interested in what's going on in the game. It's like, yeah, it hasn't been a great spectacle.
They can commentate when a game's over. They can have 5 minutes of action happen.
Yeah.
And then, so the ball's on the half-back flank and then talk about something for 5 minutes. And then, the score's now 3 extra goals to St Kilda.
That's great. That's my type of commentary.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
They
Whereas
do
on the
great job.
ABC, we play-by-play right from start to finish, and you know exactly what's going on. But they were like, yeah, Brisbane will go home. And they're like, well, we got the win, but did we really get anything out of it? And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, what they did take out of it, Brett, was that I think it was the first game for the year, and again, I don't know if this is completely correct, but
Just go with it.
let's go with it. I think they won all 4 quarters for the game.
Right. Yeah, because they've been starting slow notoriously.
Yeah, or at least 3 of them. But in going into that match, they only won like 12 of 24 quarters, despite being in the pointy end of the ladder. So to put a consistent 4-quarter performance together was pretty important.
Yeah, does it count?
For them, does it count? And I'll throw that one to you.
Down the barrel.
They did win every quarter as well.
Yeah. Did it count?
I'd take 2 points for that win instead of the 4.
Did Fags go into the AFL and
Yeah,
say,
it said, we'll just take 2.
The old Andrew Mackey to Spud Ferrito back in the day.
We'll just take the 2 points.
Did
for
we
that.
actually get 4 points this game?
Oh,
That was brutal.
St Kilda culture. We'll touch on it quickly.
You will.
I will. You know what? I actually liked what Ross did on the weekend.
Subbing out young Garcia.
Well, not yes, and let's stop talking about young. Okay, he doesn't have a birth certificate anymore. We've thrown them all out. But I've actually and yeah, Mick, I'd love you.
Well, maybe it was pre-planned, like the Carlton one.
It might have
last
been.
year.
It might have been tactical.
It's one of those. It's before you go.
You go.
If the young lad Garcia, not sorry, if the player Garcia, because birth certificates out.
Old Garcia, senior Garcia.
If he needs a mentor in this space, being subbed out in quarter 2, I can connect him with Nick Subin.
And me.
Ross-
I've been subbed out in quarter 2 as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Potentially you reach out. Maybe it's a sub out quarter 2.
Mate, I got subbed out at quarter in. Oh, I don't know if we could find the game. Mick Moldhauer, could you try and find this?
Yeah.
Etihad Stadium versus Brisbane.
Do you know what year?
It would have been 2015 or 16, maybe,
I think Mick left in 2015, didn't
or 14. Then might have been. Might have been 14. Just check it out. Brisbane Etihad Stadium. Like subbed out at half.
We're losing him.
I know.
Mate, we
Link's
don't
gonna
want to
find
go
it.
back to the day
Found
when you
it,
got
found
subbed
it,
out.
found it.
He's already found it. Here we go.
What do you want your stats?
Well, stats,
time on
margin,
ground.
time on ground, everything. give me it all. I've tried to fucking loot. This is where. Can I just tell you what happened? Actually, just do the stats first, and I'll tell you what happened.
10 touches.
Oh, pretty good.
55% time on ground.
Well, that's kind of not making sense. That's not making much
Brisbane
sense.
won by 9 points, 84 to 75. That was 20,000 people.
Is this at Marvel?
Brisbane versus Carlton at Marvel, round 6.
So let me run the numbers. So you got subbed off in the second quarter
It might have been. No, it was just
and
after.
played 55% game time.
Sorry, it was. That's not possible because I was subbed off at half time. I'm pretty sure.
So you're not the same as young Garcia.
Oh, likeness and likeness. Who cares? It's around the same time. I got
shit
subbed
story.
off.
Cut
I got
this.
subbed off at half time. And what happened was, it was a couple of moon balls. I tried to hit a few through the corridor and they just
car
came
windows?
directly back. Then I tried to switch one and kicked it straight to someone else to get a goal. And I remember just coming off and Mick didn't even tell me that I was subbed. I just got given the vest. Like, it was just like, put this on. And I was like, oh, but yeah, do you want to get confirmation from Mick that I'm getting, put this on. I was like, sweet.
Say less.
Good story.
Not your
So I've
best.
been there, but no, not my best. Let's move on. The stuff just on that though. There's a lot of commentary being about the Garcia thing. I think we're looking into it too much. Like I don't think he would care that he's a young player. It happens, mate. When
Well,
you cross the line, you just got to get subbed
the
off. Get
game-
subbed off. Move on.
This game was done really early, but something needed to give. And where they were getting beaten up was around the ball. So their contest work, clearance numbers were all going against them. So I think the change had to happen at some level in terms of try and get a buzz and.
Kate
Change
McCarthy
some
went
change
hard
some
at it. And
personnel.
she's saying that you got Jack Steele in a forward 50 stoppage v Lockie Neal, and he walks into an open goal. She goes, "Well, there's your
Yeah, and it's fair enough.
That's what you
That
make.
is fair enough too.
yeah, make your statement there, not on anyway."
Yeah, whether it was a statement or I don't think it was a statement. I think it was just, how do we get back in this game?
Let's he's had 4. He's at the bottom. Yeah,
I'll double down with Kate. Sub the whole team off next week.
That'll make it hard to win, won't it?
Well,
Hey, they've got a good. As Link said,
That'll make it really hard to
They go
challenge.
quite well against Freo. So
Bounce
not
back.
that we're getting into the preview areas, but
No,
watch
we
your
wouldn't do
space
that.
for
We
your
wouldn't
tip.
do that.
Watch your
We
space
would
for the
not
tip
do
this weekend
that.
because I'll be going to
Okay.
Freo.
I'm going for Saints. Put Adelaide versus North Melbourne now. Good game, as we mentioned earlier. Good on yous. This game, though, they could have put that bloody Billy Hill music over that. You know that?
What is it?
Benny Hill.
Benny Hill. Mate, there was that much weird shit that went on. Just like, it was crazy. Sam Palpepper kicked one into Chom's
fingers.
There was just everything.
Georgiades had a left
Snapped
foot
it the
snap
wrong way.
and bellied it to the other forward pocket.
I was talking to Big Matty Richo last night about the yips and Big
How was
Sulf, and he was just saying, he goes, mate, if anyone who's like Big Sulf, one of the most sound set shots there is, and he has kicked some of the biggest stinker balls you've ever seen.
He had to kick that one. I honestly reckon if he had to hit that one late, it was.
Well, if that go,
Did you tell him that he lost in the game?
Not one bit. Did I tell him that?
No, you should.
What I would say about Nick Larkey's game again, we can get
Analytical.
we can get like drawn into those moments, and he is so reliable in those moments. You know,
Not this week.
historically,
Yeah.
and that's a feature of his game. But the rest of his game, I'll go on the record saying I think that was his best game for the year in terms of actually what he provided from a team aspect in terms of aerial stuff, and
10 to 2.
he often draws the second player in. So 1v2s in the air, bringing the ground, brought Bull and PC and whatnot into the game.
Second half must have been really good.
We checked at half time and we were a bit worried. So was I.
Half time, I think he had a bit of
1 goal, 2 in the third.
I think he had some beef jerky on his hands. He was getting a bit, maybe doing some Bulls cooking. It was a bit slippery everywhere, but he managed to
bit of beef tallow
get it
on there,
off.
wasn't it?
He managed a bit of bone broth. I think he'd been wiping his hands with, but he got a bit better in the end.
Well, I think the game looked a little bit better for us in the second half. Our first quarter was slow. The difference in the inside 50s was very much skewed towards Port Adelaide in the first quarter, which probably been a little bit of a trend of the year. But second half, got a few more looks, and he was big for us, took his opportunities.
Yeah.
Can I get back to my points that I was going to make in the intro on this game now?
Yeah.
2 players I want to highlight from this game, and I've come in just firing this week. And again, you won't see this stuff on Fox Footy.
No.
Yeah. Actually, we do love KO though.
You see it on KO, but not from the analysts.
Not from the analysts. Power Pepper, I want to say, probably, I'd go to say you'll see him in the 40 squad of All Australian this year. I will go and say, I'll put on record now, you will see him in the 40.
I don't think you will.
I don't think you will.
But,
Yeah.
not to discredit I think he plays the ultimate team role for his.
But mate, he's
his
kicking.
side.
He's very, very good. He's so important for them.
He's an aggressor. Yeah.
I really, really love the way he plays. Secondly, I had Wardler in there. Now, I think he's amazing, so good. And like, you probably would have lost by a lot more if you didn't have him in the team. One thing Wardler needs to do, though,
That is such a fanboy comment.
Take this to George.
take this to George. No, I actually think you might agree with this. He wins so many good balls, but there's a few times where he looks like he wants to do it all on his own. He had to just chain out. There's a couple of times he could have just handballed, whereas
Maybe get him in the sauna, Mick, I reckon.
He kicked like long to numbers, and he could have handballed. I think there was a couple even to Jai Simpkin and the likes. He didn't really want to use them, and just bomb the ball long. Now this comes from a player who used to just bomb moonballs into everyone, but I'm saying he could have slowed down and just given him hands and opened it and chained out a stoppage a bit more.
Really
Take that to him.
Really critical analysis. Use his numbers. You think?
Because what I'm saying is he's
Great
a
around the
genuine
contest.
star.
Yep, gets
but
the
that's
ball
how
around.
he goes even better.
Yeah. Sometimes he's so explosive and powerful. Right? He comes out
And
of
there's
those
probably
situations.
7 other players that
And
I'm not giving feedback to because I don't care.
He breaks the
So I
bubble of
care
the
about him.
contest with his legs so quickly that he's kind of out, and then everyone's gone.
Yes.
So he's got to take it.
We're going to turn
No,
around.
I agree. So again, feedback's a gift. I
Yeah.
care about him, so I'm giving it. Don't care about anyone else.
Yeah.
So not giving
Slow
feedback.
down a little. Don't slow down. Don't wait for your teammates, but a bit of composure. Hit your targets.
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of hyphenated names in this game.
Yes.
Two dads.
Powell Pepper,
Horn Francis.
Davies Uniac.
Yep.
Where's
Burn
Uniac
Jones. Burn
from?
Jones.
Where's Uniac from?
Davies Uniac. Oh, where's the name?
Uniac.
Origin.
From? Oh,
Let's
I
find
do
that
know
out.
this.
Let's
I do
actually
know
find
this.
that out.
Hungary.
My wife's Hungarian.
He's got some American blood and
Bit of
connection in
Texas
him.
in there, you reckon?
Yeah, I'm trying
Doesn't
to
sound
remember.
American.
It's with Tibby Tarano's.
There's a
old man's
family
mate.
connection there that was a very strong swimming lineage in
Phelps.
America. Butterfly.
Michael
Just
Phelps.
throwing words out there and trying
Phelps.
to mix the story
Phelps?
together, which is half true.
Yeah,
It's
it- it's
definitely
between
not
Michael Phelps.
Phelps.
No, it wasn't Phelps.
Phelps a
Uniac.
butterfly?
Luke Davies
You-
Phelps.
you-
Interesting. That might be the translation.
That's a
there.
lineage,
We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
You've
if
got big
that's
lats.
the case. He might have done one of those mouth swabs and put in the DNA and connected up. He's a Phelps. You never know.
Maybe.
We'll find out. Let me know about that. There you go. All right, moving on. Go on, you boys. Who you got next week? We'll talk about it on Wednesday. but
Thursday night game against Essendon.
good one. You'll win that. We'll talk about that next week, though. Giants versus Western Bulldogs at Mailbag Oval.
What the hell?
What the freak? this was a fair few errors from the Giants here too. Just
I don't know. I honestly looked at this score and I was like,
yeah,
there's
it wasn't
no
that
way
bad.
you take the unicorn out,
Yeah.
Sammy Darcy, not playing. There's no way that the Giants can lose this on their home away from home.
I feel like a lot was later. There was a bit more. In
It
the
blew
game.
out?
Yeah,
Look
a
how they
little bit.
won it, though. Like, James Harms has kicked 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
West. Kennedy, look at some of them.
You could embrace the mid with James Harms there.
Yeah, actually, that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a collective embrace.
Yeah, let's do that one together.
What
Embrace
about,
mid
what about your
3.5%.
boy? Playing a bit of second ruck and
Yeah, and on the
get
wing.
it done. Not on the wing, but second ruck.
Yeah,
Jenna
I'll-
West, 5th best. Is that where your eyes have scanned?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I just looked at the Giants' best and said Buckley, and I got excited that was me for a minute. Like genuinely, my heart skipped a beat, and then I
Darren
realised
Dillon,
I've been
you
6
haven't
years
been on the
out.
list for a few years
No,
now.
I just
That couldn't
realised
be
that.
Who did he play on? Did he measure up? Did he go out there?
Mate,
and-
he was amazing.
Tell you what
he
would've made
took
it
some
easier.
amazing marks.
Tell you what would have made it easy. Like, and we don't love when the best players are out of the game, but Sam Darcy being out
Yeah,
made it a little bit harder for Buckley to find his matchup
Yeah,
with the
with the
back-to-backs.
height
Yeah.
as well.
wasn't to the eye. They had to,
Well,
stand.
that's why he got a different matchup, and
He would have
was
got Lobby,
taking a lot more marks.
who came down there.
Lobby did come down there for a little bit. He kicked a nice goal. This game, I'll just give my 2 cents on it, just quickly. Dogs are actually incredibly impressive.
coached well.
Coached well by my friend Luke Beveridge, who I've
Yes.
had on the podcast. I'll get him back on if they win the flag. They're
The Boris's, mate.
the Western Boris's Busters are actually really playing some good footy right now.
Bust's been dead a long time.
Yeah, but in honour. West,
Are they playing in the spirit of Buster?
I actually think they're busting through a few packs for him for sure.
I think they're actually in the spirit of Boris. You know, doing it tough, deaf, blind, and still getting it done.
excuses.
What
Got a
about
few,
Buster
a few
was-
injuries. Few
Buster-
injuries.
Buster was a mongrel. He knew what he was
he's-
doing.
Shit dog.
Liver again delivers. Kennedy, Bont, Fraser, who's a good player.
I like him.
Harmsy. What happens with Trelaw? Like their
Yeah.
midfield is now made up of Libba, Kennedy, Fraser's in there.
Richards.
Obviously, Bont's back, Richards. Potentially, Trelaw goes to a
What about a half?
Half forward, you reckon?
back.
wing.
I could see him half back. That'd be cool.
Yeah, the way Beveridge coaches, I think expect the unexpected.
I wouldn't.
Do you
think,
reckon?
I wouldn't see him at halfback.
I heard them talking about this on the radio too, because he could potentially be back this week or next. I think Josh Gablich was saying. Shout out,
Gabbo.
Gabba. Do you reckon? Would you put him back through the VFL? Who gives a shit? Honestly, I don't. Yeah.
Why were you listening to SEN on Sunday morning?
Because I'm telling you, I'm driving this car at the moment. It's not my car because we've only got one car. We'll get a new one next week. Anyway, I've got this old car and it's only got AM radio, so I've just been listening to heap of talkback radio at the moment. It's an old Ford, Holden Calais. It's nice. I feel like I'm in a taxi. Anyway, moving on.
Moving right along.
Moving
into
right
the
along.
Giants, Gold Coast and Sydney at People's First Stadium.
This was huge. Can I just say the most important thing in this game?
huge, you reckon?
I'll tell you what I'm going to say.
Where's
It's huge.
the crowd?
No,
18,000.
huge. The best
Which is
thing
actually
about this,
quite.
That's quite good.
the best thing about this game
Yeah.
I've seen in a long time, and I'm just loving where the AFL is going with this at the moment. Yeah, that was it. It was Swans wearing the black shorts. Did you see this? Swans wore the black
Were they
shorts. They were charcoal?
Charcoal.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Let's get specific.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Charcoal shorts, white top, red. Like it just was. I love teams
Changing it up.
changing it up. It looks amazing.
And you know what? It worked for the first quarter. Lads
wasn't-
liked it.
Yeah.
Lads were hitting the targets. Lads were bouncing. Lads were putting it
Not
through
the
big
second
sticks.
quarter though. You reckon they got a bit
They should have changed
heavy in the
back
charcoal?
into
Yeah.
the white.
I'll tell you what though. Let's not take away from Gold Coast Suns. I know you're still dirty on them.
No, I'm not at
No,
all.
no, you still hate them.
I'm not at all. It was past Players' Day there at the Gold Coast yesterday.
And you
Couldn't
didn't
get
fly
up
out?
there. Couldn't get up there.
Would you have gone if you
Dirty.
could?
You're still dirty.
Yeah, I genuinely would.
You got a number of friends still up there.
Yeah,
Old
Brandon was there.
housemates.
A
Brandon
few
Matera.
housemates, Davis, Ryan Davis.
We need to get through your housemates, by the way.
Yeah, you wanna go through
Because
a
were
list?
you with
that in
Riley?
your top five.
Top five.
Were you with Riley
Top five.
in
Riley Dunn.
Riley?
I lived with Riley Dunn.
Your wife.
Riley Barlow. Yeah.
Yes. Were
I
you
live with her.
No. She's a housemate. Yeah. Were you with her though when you were in the Suns?
Nah.
Really? You met her when you got home?
Got home. Yeah, straight back.
Oh.
Career finished.
Did you
Romance
did you
started.
know each other?
That's how you know she's sturdy. It wasn't just for the flashing lights.
She loved him for the Werribee.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Werribee, yeah.
Werribee assistant coach.
Yeah.
and the van.
I love Riley. She's a good girl.
Yeah.
What a ripper. Let's go Gold Coast. What'd you like? Kings kick 5.
Yeah, King just does King thing. He kicks 5 all
Bailey Humphrey was
yeah.
my next cab off the rank for the Carlton dry, 3.5.
Yeah,
And I
he's
know-
flicking it a bit, didn't he?
Well, he's starting to just show us the signs. He was a high draft pick. I think he's like pick 6 or something like that. But probably almost a breakout game, you'd say, for him. I thought he's starting to... I saw him down a Gippy Power game. You come out to watch his old team, and he must have had a few connections there or whatever, but he is thick.
He's a thick boy.
Yeah.
Is he a bull?
He's a bull. Yeah.
Wounded.
Powerful.
I
I
like
love
him.
the way he's playing. He's erect.
Great language. He is erect. You know who else is erect? Tom Stewart. My God, he's erect. I ran into him not long ago, and
Like,
he's
literally ran into him.
no, like touched each other.
Yeah.
He's so hard.
What have he said about you think?
He goes, geez, bloody
Pudding.
walking into a mirror here. You're erect, son. I said, yeah, thanks.
Full of blood.
Anyway, anything else on that game, guys? Let's just
Gold Coast kicked 12 in a row, which was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Sydney are probably
was.
becoming a little bit of a story there with
Yep.
just haven't been able to get
Any
Get-
momentum.
They've
They're
had-
fatigued, aren't they?
but they haven't. They've had some games.
Fatigued. I think they're just lacking depth players that can
Tell you who they're missing.
Errol Gordon.
Matt Kennedy. I know he's been gone for a while. No, sorry, not Matt Kennedy.
Josh Kennedy.
Stewart
George Hewitt.
and Josh Kennedy and Jared McVeigh. off
Tony
halfback
Lockett.
flank.
Yeah, Tony Lockett would be handy.
Tell you what, they could definitely use Craig Bird.
Yeah. Just bring back their whole, premiership.
Yeah, that 2012
'cause
premiership
Teddy
side.
Richards honestly would play a good
Teddy.
role on. He would have been good on
We
Mac
love
Andrew.
Teddy.
He would have been very good.
I love
Teddy,
Teddy.
yeah.
Sorry about that.
One
Would have
of
been
the great
great.
men.
He would have been great on Mac Andrew. He'd put him to
But
sleep.
they're struggling.
Mac Andrews a
Where they
backman,
got-
so what? Back off, is
Where
it?
they, shut up. Shut up. Where they got
Two
beat,
backstairs going head to head.
I realised that and I was hoping that we could just spoiling the ball.
they got beat up at clearance and contest yesterday, so they're just missing kind of the big fellas around the ball.
Yeah, Kieran Jack.
What do you mean? So they got Heaney, they got
Jack.
Warner, Rowbottom. What else do you want?
Say again.
You want Brett Kirk in there to come back?
I just think the lads they've got in there now. The lads they've got in there now.
Matt O'Dwyer. Remember Matt O'Dwyer?
Matt O'Dwyer played at Werribee. Yeah, get Kirky and Joey Kennedy and Kizza Jack back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Bit of hard
Parks,
two-way
Stephen Parks.
running.
Yeah, if
can
you had
pop
Parks,
back over
yeah,
and
shouldn't
just
let him
have
go.
a chat to him about
Constanti.
Taylor Adams playing at the moment.
getting some body.
He's on Brett. I fucking love hungover Brett. He's fantastic. He's fucking fantastic. Did you?
What do you want there? Because they got some pretty big names.
He doesn't
They've got
know.
big names, but big fucking body.
You know what
Mate,
they do?
how
Then
big
go
do you want
upstairs to the ground and say, boys, fire up.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
Coxie
the
can
room.
bring back Mike Pike for the
Yeah. And then
Ruckcraft.
Coxie could bring back like Andrew Embley or something from West Coast, play on the wings.
You've gone. We're on a roll. We're on a roll.
Cats Blues boys.
All tip the Cats.
Yeah, we all tipped the Cats, but I was at this game actually.
Bagger's got it
Took
done.
Maxi down.
What happened? Talk me through it.
It was so interesting because I seriously the whole time, maybe this is the pessimist in me, but I just kept thinking Cats were going to come back and win. And they didn't.
I was checking the score as Jakey was saying I do and thinking, what's going on here? I couldn't work it out. I'm thinking the same thing. Maybe the Cats are coming here.
Yeah,
The Blues
they
will
were.
fall. The Blues will fall over.
They were coming as
Yeah.
well. And like Jez kicked the first one at 3/4 into the fourth quarter, sorry.
Yeah.
Beautiful little snap and I was like, oh God, here we go. This is they're gonna get. But
Got within 10 points?
yeah, Carlton fans are gonna hate me saying this. They won.
Yeah.
But I almost think like Geelong weren't at their best. And
Yeah.
you've got to give the Blues
Well, Chris
credit.
Scott come out and said that. He's like, we could not have played any worse.
I don't
Do you
like when
reckon
coaches say that though, because you've got to give credit to the other team that potentially made you play bad.
Well, he would have. In the same
Yeah.
breath, he would have been like, all credit to Carlton, but we could not have played any worse.
Is that how we would have said as well?
I reckon. Something like
So I think this might be a game where Chris goes to his coaches and says, let's get on with it. Let's burn the tape.
Yeah, I reckon.
Which, as a coach, you'd be like, how good's that?
Yeah, and a player, especially if he got some behind the goals where you
but
haven't.
it would
coming
show.
off.
It would show a fair bit of trust in what his trust, which I think he would have.
Yeah.
I don't think I would know. He would have in his group to bounce back. And I know we don't like to get too far ahead of ourselves in terms of what's happening next week. But they play the Pies.
That's
a big
box
game.
office game,
What,
isn't
what,
it?
what night's that on?
Saturday.
Saturday night?
Are you heading along, Link?
Oh, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Clear schedules.
Deal? You
I
go
might
there?
even
Jack
come to
Chris
that.
break the record, most consecutive
Oh,
games.
well, he hasn't been selected yet. Just settle down.
Yeah.
Settle down. He might be. We never know.
He was pretty good.
Yeah,
He's
Andy.
Yeah, you never know.
But the Blues now 3 on the bounce. 3 on the bounce.
And who the Blues got next week?
Don't know.
It's all right. We'll talk about it on Wednesday.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, I was just saving it.
No, that's on you. You should say, Mick, who have they
should
got
know
next
that.
week?
Adelaide in Adelaide.
Ooh, that's a good game too.
Ooh,
Couple
spicy.
Good games next week.
Yeah.
Let me get through my players that I really liked.
Okay.
I know there's been a lot said about Lawson Humphreys, but my God, he's really good to watch. Like, really good to watch. He took about, it would have been in the second quarter or third quarter, he took like 4 intercept marks in the D50. I don't know what he finished with, but it was extremely impressive.
8 intercept possessions.
8 intercept possessions. Manor, God, I was right behind him on the arc when he just ripped that beautiful 45 kick, handball, goal down the other end. Like, he was beautiful.
He's become a little bit. He's become, which is amazing. I think the knock on him at VFL level was he had the ability to do the really, really good with the ball, but could also
Turn it over.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So he's which makes a lot of sense. Once you get put in the elite environment, full-time professional athlete, more time to work on your skills.
Yeah.
He's become a lot more reliable. So 10 coaches' votes last week for him, and probably in the best few for the Cats yesterday as well.
Good on him. Yeah, he was huge.
Who's the third one you're going to...
Well, I've got 4.
Okay.
I just want to give a special... Actually, I'll go 3. I'll go a special mention to Walsh. Just loving him getting back to some really, really good footy. And then my third is Mr. Brownlow.
Yeah.
Hewitt. George Hewitt.
George Brownlow Hewitt.
Mate, what
Half an
about...
hour.
I swear to God, I didn't think he could kick over 30 metres, and then he rips that, like, sealer from 60. Like,
Obviously, he's going back to the Swans because the Swans need them.
Yeah, they need
He
him.
may just. So they're my big plays. And one more. I'm getting excited about this game.
how many
Hang on, you got 5, 6, 7?
5. Again, didn't win, but unpopular opinion maybe, Dangerfield. I'm enjoying watching Dangerfield play now more as a key forward, even though he was kept pretty quiet yesterday. I'm enjoying watching him more as a forward than I am as a midfielder. Like that goal he kicked coming out of the square, picked up, ran through Sard, handball to Bailey Smith, goal. I was like...
He's nearly tackleable.
Mate, it was like pure...
He's a beast.
Thickness of just a wrecked man, just thick as, just running through.
Thicker than
someone.
Tom Stewart?
He's very thick, actually, quite thick. Yeah, big back. Anyway, that's my top 3.
You got any more in the top 3?
Have you got a 0.5 that you can add there? Just add a
Reece
0.5.
Stanley.
I liked Smith, McKay as well,
Yeah.
and Wiedering, and De Koning.
Well, Harry Mackay, a few big moments, went back, took the
Yeah,
moments,
really
executed. Charlie Kerner, every time he gets near the ball, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a little bit nervous if you're from the opposition camp. So the Blues start to just rattle their season together. But we'll move into the last game of the weekend. And I'll tell you what, when you want to leave the best till last, the AFL did a good job of it this weekend.
Yeah, that was a big game. I will say, though, MCG that time was awesome. Caught the train in, walked in.
Yep.
Max had some chips, some sauce.
Did you wear a scarf?
Lollies. No, I didn't. I just had a beanie on. He wore a jumper. And then I actually left with 15 minutes to go because I was like, I can't be fucking on the train with like 4,000 people for 40,000 people.
Yeah.
So then, we got home, but it was great. Really good day with him. Hawthorn, West Coast, look, what do we say? They won. Gunston's winding back the clock. Would you give him another year at the moment? His last month.
You got to be careful with that, Dylan.
I'd sign him for 3.
Of course you would.
He's been good though.
Yeah.
I will say about this game, Ginnivan came back in, little spark up, had to go back to twos and work his way back in. Did the one game in the VFL at a really high level and then came back in. I thought was a good performance for the Hawks. West Coast, they hung around for a little bit in this game. They kind of kept, like Hawthorn always had them at arm's length, but West Coast were just hanging around before the muscle was flexed.
Yeah. Look,
What do you think about Oscar Allan down back?
Didn't say it.
Yeah.
I was at the
But,
wedding.
well, I'm just giving you the...
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'll
some
tell you what,
ads
it's a bit like...
I know you didn't see it, but
a
would
bit
you
like Fev being put to full back, I reckon.
Really?
Forward.
I think he could be an Australian.
swing him back at the other end?
Get him back.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you something? I'm going to go through, and I'm not doing this, well, probably I'm doing it to be a little bit condescending, but I'm going to go through and tell you what players I actually know from West Coast and which ones I don't.
So you're going to go through numbers 1 to 44.
No, I'm going to go through just the 18, 22 that played on the weekend. So Flinny, I know him.
No,
Played-
Big
Gerald.
I'll swing him at
absolute
you.
ripper.
I'll
Yeah,
swing at you.
swing
Ready?
him.
So
Yep.
you can't get a line of sight on it. Right, so you got Flynn? No.
Yep.
Played with. Hutchison?
No.
Hoff?
I thought it was Hugh. No. Liam Baker, I know him.
Yeah. Marek?
No.
Duggan?
Yes.
Graham?
Yeah, Richmond.
Cole?
Cole's a good player.
Yeah,
Little
Cripps.
small back.
Jamie?
Chris, yeah, he's good.
McGovern?
Yeah, love him.
Jeremy?
Yep.
Hunt?
Yes, he was from Melbourne.
So
wasn't
you're knowing a few.
he? Yeah, he was. I don't know how he's
Liam Ryan?
flying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Harley Reid. So
I
this
do
is
know him.
starting-
He's number 1 pick. Like, I actually know quite a few of those
Yeah,
guys.
Oscar Allan, who's now a backman.
Yeah, how are they not winning the flag? I know them all.
Ruben Jinby?
Yeah, hey, jury's out. They'll calling in the next fucking Nat 5. How about let's settle down?
He got drafted as a halfback and he was playing in the midfield.
Yeah, fucking fire up.
Elijah Hewitt.
Yeah, he started playing a bit better.
Williams.
Matt Owies, worst. Yeah, he's best small forward in the comp.
Jack Williams.
No.
Jake Waterman.
Yeah, love him.
You know him. Davis. Hamish Davis.
Long is our mate
Noah
we
Long.
spoke to. Looks like the 13-year-old.
Yep.
Yep.
Tyrell Dua.
No.
Don't know him.
Reed.
Archer.
Pretty good player.
So
I know
you
he had
know 19 out of
25
22.
points. Oh, he had 25 points, but how good, Brett? Because you've been talking about Richmond throwing hat in the ring. I don't know if you've got him or not, but the one from Essendon, Reed?
Zach.
Do you have him?
No.
Okay. Three hat in the ring. Because he
He just signed with the new management company.
shit.
Fuck. How about a third?
Yeah. I forgot. I was going to make notes on him. He's a very good player. Very excited for him.
Zach Reed was probably a little green shoot for Essendon the other day. I thought he was really good.
Yes, so did I, as I just mentioned. Anyway, moving on. Hey, we've got to get going because you got a hard out and we had to push the episode back because Brett was a bit hungover. Let's just talk about something that's coming up very, very soon that we're all going to be very excited for. It's a Carlton draft night this Wednesday night.
Is it? What time's that?
You're coming, mate. You're there. The 5 selected clubs.
I'm working the green room,
You're
Brett.
mixed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, what are you working?
Oh,
you working
I'll be
both
wheeling
rooms?
and dealing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in and
well,
out.
I'm
What's the
going to
dress
try and
code?
get rid of this
I
cold.
haven't been given an invite yet.
Oh, don't worry about
Brett,
it.
you're in the draft.
You're in the draft, Brett.
Well, exactly. Where's the invite?
Slacks and a polo, mate.
Mac,
Slacks and a
are
polo.
you in the green room, Mac?
I think I'm allowed to, potentially. I might have to cut
yeah,
this because I'm
Wear
young.
your
not
lanyard
sure.
that you wore down to the little presser that we had. Just don't drop the mic on your
That was
tie.
my,
Anyway.
that was my lanyard.
You go.
The 5 selected clubs with a pick in this year's Carlton draft are
Oh,
the Beaufort Football and Netball Club in Central Highlands Football Club League.
not club league, just football league.
Football League Victoria. Sorry, there's a few too many clubs there. So Beaufort.
Yep.
I don't know what they are. Maybe the Beaufort.
Beaufort's out in Ballarat.
I feel like the Beaufort Tigers, maybe.
The Beaufort Boomerangs.
Maybe the Beaufort.
Beaufort Buffaloes.
Beaufort Roads.
The Beaufort
Busters. Beaufort Bulls.
Wait, we got a hard out. Keep going.
Sorry. The Hill End and Grove Rovers Football Club, Mid Gippsland Football League. That's a long way out in Tura.
We probably
Yeah.
The Heathmere Football and Netball Club, South West Football Netball League, Victoria.
Oh, it's Heathmere. I've never heard of Heathmere.
The Colambally.
Collyambly.
Jesus, Collyambally Football and Netball Club, Farah
It's up north.
Football League, New South Wales.
Yeah, towards
Ooh.
obviously past the border.
I like them. And the Beverley Redbacks Football
they in the
Club.
city?
They are in Avon Football and Netball
Avon?
Association, Western Australia.
Avon.
Avon.
Oh, WA.
Yeah, WA.
So hang on, there's Brett, there's Pav, there's Schofield, there's Hawkins, there's
Cloak.
Cloak.
Right, I'm going to do a mock draft.
Do a mock draft quickly, just quickly.
All right. Pick one out of that group. And I know he did go number one back in 2005. Four, Brett, but he's not going to go number one here. Pav.
Yeah, I don't reckon. Brett, are you going to be pissed off if you don't go number 1?
I want to pick 3.
Hang on. Nah. Yeah, that's actually, Pav will go 2 because I think Hawkins will go 1.
Yeah,
Hawkins will go 1. Pav 2. Brett will go 3.
I don't think Pav's going to go 2. It's too old. No offense.
Cloaky.
Smoke and shadows behind the mirror curtain. Cloaky will go 4, and Scully will go 5.
If Scully gets picked above you,
Oh, that's it.
Can't happen.
Storm out.
yeah. What? Oh, let's go.
Hawkins,
I'm
Pav,
excited.
lids, and Cloaky or Scully.
Nah, look, yeah. 1 or 3.
Hey, wait, we didn't get our boots. Should we show them next episode? New
Yeah.
Balances. Have you got them here? They got sent in today. Wrap it up. We'll show them next episode on Wednesday. I want to show you your new boots. We've got Mitchie Knight from New Balance sent out some stuff for you.
Yeah.
Watch this space. I'll get them
Watch
back.
it.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning
See
in.
you
We
guys.
really appreciate it. Love you so much. Send us some stuff on Instagram. Send us, again, top 5s. Top 5 Brett's, Michael's and Dylan's we'll go through next week. And if you want to go even further, top 5 Max and Lincoln's.
Has there been any Max?
Mac Andrew.
Mac Andrew.
Yeah.
No,
Lincoln McCarthy.
he's got a K on. No, you've got a K. He hasn't.
Don't worry.
Well,
Yeah.
actually Mackenzie, so
Ugh.
don't know if there's any.
Mackenzie's. All right. See you guys. Illy. And again, a big thank you to Carlton Dry, the official beer of the AFL. We love you so much and we drink you all the time.
Ew.